stream, but I'm not getting music myself. I have some shenanigans going on here. I'm not sure what the deal is. Oh. Alright. Let's load the game then. For some reason I wasn't getting audio coming through my headset there for a moment. So, this may not... I've titled this stream Chapter 9, but it may be more like Chapter 10 or something, but I forgot to upload the last one or two things of gameplay I did. So, I'm just going to say it's Chapter 9, and say anything that was missed on YouTube between that and here is gone. Because I'm not about to go back and replay anything to catch up. Alright, let's do the thing. Bear with me, it has been a couple of months since the last bit of gameplay for this.
You know what to do.
And they're down. Alright, so they are dead. I'm having to get used to controlling this again. Alright, that guy's down.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Alright, come on. Let's take this guy down here.
New strategy.
Nice. Alright, if we could just keep them airborne.
Easy.
Nice. Alright. I got a perfect conductor. Not that it matters right now, but...
Keep your mind on the battle. Target's a target. Thank you.
There we go.
Be ready for the next fight.
There we go. Nothing hiding. Nice. All right.
Thanks.
This fight didn't go exactly according to plan. There we go.
Hardly worth the effort. Back me up.
Luckily, these things don't do a lot of damage, but
Steady now. Appreciate it.
shit.
Thanks.
Thanks.
There we go.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yo, how goes it, sir? So, I came into this fight thinking it wasn't going to be that big of a deal, even with that many of them. Yeah, and it's been taking a lot longer just because they will swarm the same attack. I gathered you would be. Christy is taking her nap before we head back out tonight, and I was like, alright, I have not touched this in a while. So, here I am. Although, I kind of screwed up from where I went through a little section of time there where I wasn't paying attention to Twitch as much. I was exporting all my gameplay of this game to YouTube to have a whole series of the whole trilogy. Yeah, I missed 1 or 2 sessions for uploading. So, there's going to be a jump from Chapter 7 to Chapter 9, which is what I'm doing
Be ready
now.
for the next fight.
And I don't mean by in-game chapters, I mean just sessions, essentially. So, but oh well. Sad times will be had by all. People will not get to see the missing chapter. Like, I checked Twitch and it's already gone. Because the Twitch videos go away after a while. So... kill it! But yeah, I still want to get through this trilogy. And then I'm thinking about going back and playing like Final Fantasy IX on stream. And just focus on like one RPG at a time for streaming purposes. What's sad is I have Persona 5, and I played maybe an hour and a half of it and decided to come back to it. And now they've announced a new version of Persona 5 with more characters and plot lines. And I'm like, well, shit, like, that makes me not want to play the version I have and go get the new version when it comes out.
Keep the enemy off balance.
So it just saddens me. It's like, what? I waited all this time to get to it, and now they're coming out with a new version? What the fuck, video games? Yeah, it's like, I'd be fine if they just release it as DLC that I can add into the game and play it straight up, but I don't think they're going to do it that way. From what I understand, it's changed, like, parts of the game. So, I don't know. Let's get rid of this deck drone here. And it's dead.
Here.
Change of plan.
And it is down for the count. Go up this way. Yay, save point. Yeah. I feel like it happens way too often, too. It's like, hey, this game was really popular. Let's come out with a new version of it. That way people will go back to it. And I'm like, just release it as DLC. You're telling me that you can't do, like, a proper update to the game and add all that in? Like... Yeah. Well, even still, like, if I already own the game, like, I know that if they're releasing physical copies of said game, they're having to put production costs into it. How about you just charge a higher DLC cost, sort of like what Destiny does, for instance, where you've got expansions that are like $30 or $40, and then,
You asked for it.
you know, you're still making money on it without having to put the additional production costs. Ah, fair enough. I'm just over here bitching about a game I haven't even gotten around to playing. Now, by issues, are you talking about Persona 5 or are you talking about Deus Ex?
That wasn't so bad. Why don't we look around a little?
Why don't you shut your hole, Hope? Alright, let's take this guy down fast here. Nice. You know, I never asked Cody, did you ever play these games?
Hardly worth the effort.
Why not answer both questions? Really? That looks like a death trap. Yeah, I started with 7. That was the one that was out and popular when people first started talking to me about Final Fantasy. 9 is probably one of my favorites of the series, just in terms of gameplay and fond memories and things like that. 8 was definitely one of those where I liked the story, but I hated the junction system and the gameplay. I wouldn't mind replaying it now that, you know, I have a better understanding of RPGs than I did when I was a teenager. But still, like... I keep hoping they'll port 8 to PS4, but Square Enix seems to not want to give a shit about that game. I don't understand why.
On your toes.
They're so focused on 7, which I don't have a problem with them doing stuff for 7, but God, man, like, no one wants to give that game up.
Cool head.
Come on, Hope. But yeah, as far as this one goes, I played it when it first came out, but I played it in 10 and 13 too. And then Lightning Returns came out, and I barely even got into it. I played maybe 2 hours of it. So, I was like, hey, it would be kind of nice to go back through these games, and here we are. These aren't my favorites, but they were interesting at least. I like the fact that they made the entire trilogy backwards compatible on Xbox too.
Thanks.
You know, I'm going to give the remake a chance, but I'm going to treat it as a different game. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, this isn't Final Fantasy VII. I think Tetsuya Nomura will do an interesting job with it overall, but I'm not necessarily like, oh my god, this is my end-all be-all of like games I'm anticipating. It's like, yeah, we'll play it when it gets here. Like, honestly, I'm perfectly fine with ports that have some good, like, quality of life improvements, like what 7 and 9 have done on PS4. Or even, like, the Zodiac Age for 12. You know, things like that. I've got it. I started playing it a while back before I started Twitch streaming. And then when I started getting into streaming, I was like, I need to go back and just restart it. But I wasn't ready to do that just yet. Because I got maybe a few hours into it and just didn't really want to replay the beginning at that point. So, I figured playing through the 13 trilogy would be a good way to sort of reset myself for it. And it's dead. I probably took way too long to do that too. Oh yeah. See, the biggest gripe that people had about this game was, hey, you're essentially playing down one long motherfucking hallway. Because it's super linear. Like, it literally holds your hand through everything. It doesn't open up until the end game. Like, most of the shit that you do as far as exploration goes is after you beat the final boss. That's one reason why 13.2 is designed the way it was to pretty much make it to where, hey, you're not going down one long hallway, you're consistently changing where you're at. Yeah, I understand why they did it the way they did, and a lot of it was just like limitations. They built an entire engine for this game to like show off fix, but the problem was it didn't allow for a lot of quick diversity in the environments. So the environments themselves are really immersive, but it's definitely a case of, hey, we're going to guide you specifically straight where we need you to go. Like, it's very rare that you find yourself off the beaten path. Or there's like maybe 2 options for an area that you end up going through. And then 13.2 introduces like time travel and whatnot, so you end up going to different areas based on what period you're in. Then 13.3, which is Lightning Returns, is essentially you're only playing as Lightning, and you've got a clock on you, sort of like I think it was one of the N64 Zeldas, either Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time. I'm thinking it's Majora's Mask. Don't shoot me, because I'm not a Zelda connoisseur. But essentially, you only have so long to save the world, but you're able to do New Game Pluses to where you can go through and do different things each playthrough. So that one maybe 2 hours of, roughly. And it's one of those things where you have to be very careful what you choose to do, apparently, or else you're just not experiencing a good portion of the game. Yeah, I was thinking it was Majora's Mask, but my knowledge of those games is limited. I think I've got them downloaded on my Wii, but it's just a matter of getting to them.
Keep a cool head.
I think I've decided I've got side games that I'll work on occasionally that off stream. So like I'm working on Nino Kuni on PS3 right now since I don't stream off of that. And I think after I do that, I'll switch out to another game off stream. And I've actually been thinking about doing the last story on Wii because it's also from a creator of Final Fantasy. And I've heard really good things about it, but it's only got the Wii release.
Thanks.
But it looks about like a secret, like, Final Fantasy game, is what it looks like. Yeah, I've played it recently, but I've still got a ways to go on it, because I think I've only put about 20 to 25 hours into it, roughly. And it's easily like a 60 to 80 hour game. See, I've got the second one, and I refuse to touch it till after I've beaten the first one. I've had the second one since it launched, and I've just watched the price come down on it, and I'm just like, God, I should have just waited to get this game. Alright. Oh yeah, it's ridiculous how many games I've had since launch I've barely touched. But yeah, I'm thinking Persona 5, what I'll end up doing is just trading the original version in towards the new version. Really? There we go.
Let's get this over with.
It's like, I know y'all want to fight. Come on now. Hell, I even started playing Metal Gear Solid 4 not too long ago. It's the first playthrough I've done since before they instituted trophies.
Thank you.
And he's down. Cutscene time.
So, Light, how you figure this makes us lucky? Because when we kill it, we're one step closer to Vanille. How's that? Well, when you put it that way...
All right. Slow that fucker down.
Thanks.
buff all my characters here and
Thank you.
Come on, then! Come on, then!
Time for another approach.
nice. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Nice. Bye-bye.
Another one.
One big fat stroke of luck after another. I'm so happy I could cry.
God.
Tease us, will ya?
Come down here!
Are you sure you want that? And the whole crew's back together.
There you are.
Miss me?
You, the monster!
Where?
And he's got a heart on for Hope right now.
Thank you. Change of plan.
Alright. Let's take this fucker down.
Time for another approach. Keep the enemy off balance.
If I can just get it to where I can stagger it, I can just start pummeling it again. Alright, I'm just gonna relentless it now. 'Cause I'm close. There we go. Come on. There we go. That was a much better rating this time, too.
Vanille! Bang! You've still got time.
Bang! There's something I need to tell you.
Making me worry like that. We'll talk later, Missy.
What's wrong?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Nothing. What's on the agenda?
Toppling the sanctum?
No, I mean really.
He's serious. We're gonna take down the Sanctum and give Cocoon back to the people. The Fal'Cie have called the shots for long enough.
If we pull this off, it'll be a miracle.
Well, good thing Lady Luck's on our side.
You say that.
More of them?
You know, this is getting really old.
Check this out! A miracle. Grand Pulse style! Vanille, go fish.
Got it! Bang!
That's a good girl.
I feel like that was overly brutal,
Get on!
just to tame it. Here, let me stab you. Okay, you're now mine to command.
Believe in Lady Luck now?
Yeah. Lady Bad Luck.
Time to purge a Primarch.
I like how no one is even trying to help Zaz. They're just like, alright, just hold on. Good luck with that. Everyone else is comfortable and seated properly, and he's just like, nope.
I had my doubts. But I also believed that if we stuck together, somehow we could change our fate.
Daisley's through there.
We're still gonna have our talk. So let's survive this first, yeah?
Right.
I'm waiting for the continuation of that thought. Hey, look. It's finally going to let me choose who I can be with. How about that? Alright, let's see here. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Who do I want to be in the team? I feel like Fang and Lightning. Honestly, these three are probably the main ones I'm going to stick with. And down we go.
Let's get this over with.
It's like, here, let me just uppercut you.
You asked for it.
Here!
Thank you. Nothing personal.
Eat this!
Thanks. Keep a cool head.
And they are dead. Yeah, let me extend a bridge to you. A pain dampener. I swear, some of the things that are in this game, it's like, hey, here's an item. Have a pain dampener. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? And of course, one of those things. Which means it's going to take a minute to take it down, especially considering there's an armed guard with it. But
On your toes.
let's take this guy down first, because otherwise he's just going to be a nuisance. Alright, let's see here.
Thank you. You asked for it.
Alright.
Keep a cool head.
So how's work going over there, Cody? Oh, nice. One stagger session. That worked out pretty well. And down we go. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I will be right back.